2, 1. All right. Welcome to the final info session about the Primalista license of 2020. Now, I know that time is precious. I know that at the time of recording, it's the 1st of December. Yay, we get to eat a chocolate every day before Christmas. And I know that you're probably thinking about Christmas. I went into the shops yesterday. It was mayhem. Everybody's buying loads of plastic stuff. It's that time of the year. And starting a business might seem really counterintuitive at the moment, right? So I just want to really acknowledge you for taking the time to spend half an hour finding out about this opportunity, because I know that there's something about this opportunity that's really piqued your interest somewhere along the line. And I don't expect you to get started in your business this side of 2020, right? I'm expecting that you will join now, get the most out of the bonuses and the discount before interviews close. So the final day for interview is next Friday. So that's Friday the 11th. And there's very limited interview spots available. Now, as you probably know, the Primalista license is granted on an interview-only basis. It's not a click and add to cart. So there is a bit of a process behind it. And this is a really good first step to find out how this all works. Everybody that's joined pretty much since the end of October is looking to start in 2021. So just want to say, don't worry, no one's expecting you to start a business before Christmas. So there we go. All right, let's get into it. So today, what am I going to cover? I'm going to tell you how the Primalista license works. You're going to find out how much you can actually earn. We're going to look at the costs of the license and of getting set up. I'm going to run you through some Primalista case studies. These are brand new. They're amazing. Just showing you some real life examples of what you can do with this license. I'm going to talk you through the bonuses so you can find out what you get in the $1,200 worth of bonuses, plus that $500 saving before December the 16th. And also there's a Q&A. So any questions you've got, please find the chat box, ask your questions in there. And if you're watching the replay, you can just hit email reply, or if it's on YouTube, just leave a comment and I will circle back and answer all of the questions. Now, the call to action for today's info session is to book your interview now. There's only 1.5 weeks left of interviews, and then I'm closing the intake for 2020. Start now for a 2021 launch. Remember, there's a $500 price increase on the license on December the 17th. That's the minimum price increase. I'm just in the middle of working with a new business coach, and the chances are that might be a higher increase, but it will be a minimum $500 price increase. And the place to go to book your interview is primalalternative.com/apply. So let's start with an introduction. So if we've not met before, or if we haven't worked together in our corporate career like me and Suze have, then I'm Helen Marshall. I'm the founder of Primal Alternative. I'm a primal living expert, certified primal health coach with over 30 years experience in the health and wellness industry. I really did start young. I'm a sought after speaker. I've been a guest on over 25 podcasts, spoken at key wellness events across the country, and I've had my own food as medicine health transformation, which I'm sure you have too. And that's where we'll kick off the interview. You can tell me how food has impacted your life and how you've got into this alternative way of eating. The Primalista license and the Primal Alternative brand has been established for 6 years and as a license for 4 years. And I've helped over 185 people, men and women, yay, get started in their own primal alternative business. The model has been successfully replicated in 4 countries across the world. We've got 33 streamlined products and across 4 different product lines, and we've got over 400 stockists. The Primal Alternative products are all grain-free, so therefore naturally gluten-free. They're all free of refined sugar. We have low-carb options, as well as nut-free options, so they're perfect for lunch boxes. And we also have got dairy and egg-free options, which is popular with our vegan lovers. The Primal Alternative products also are all packaged in compostable packaging. Put your teeth back in, itch. And made with premium and organic real food ingredients. They're all locally homemade and handmade with love, so no factories. And all of our products are made without gums, emulsifiers, soy, yeast, vegetable oils, or any of those other nasties that you've been trying to avoid. It's a well-loved brand that's endorsed by many industry leaders and experts, including Quirky Cooking's Jo Whitten, Helen Padarin, pictured here with Primalista Gita, who's a naturopath, Jordan Pye, who's a nutritionist and GAPS practitioner, Steph Lowe, who's also known as the Natural Nutritionist. We're also approved by Additive Free Kids, Changing Habits, which is Cindy O'Meara's company, Alex Stewart from Low Tox Life, Deborah Murtagh from the Ketogenic Switch, and many, many more. So why grain-free? Why do you want to go grain-free? Well, the reason that a lot of us move to a grain-free diet is because grains contain a lot of anti-nutrients, which means they need to take things out of your body to leave your body, essentially. They also contain phytates and lectins. Pretty much most grains contain gluten or are cross-contaminated with gluten. And these days, a lot of grains have been genetically modified. I mean, the humble loaf of bread that was just made with wheat and yeast and water has transformed into some kind of frankenfood over the last 100 years. Since 1974, when glyphosate was introduced, all of our crops are sprayed, and a lot of the grain-free products contain a lot of preservatives and additives. So, you know, they want to keep their products on the supermarket shelves as long as possible. And yeah, the loaf of bread that perhaps your great-grandma ate is a lot different. Just pick up a loaf of bread in the supermarket and see what it's made of, and just ask yourself, do I want to be putting these ingredients into my body and into the bodies of the people that I love? No. So that's my intro. What about you? I want to know, why are you here today? Why has the Primalista license caught your eye? And I'd love you to put your replies in the chat box for me. So the first one is it because you want to be your own boss? Do you want to contribute to the household finances, work from home and choose your own hours? It can be one or many. So just put the numbers that align with why you're here in the chat box. That would be great. Is it because you want to align your vocation with your highest values? Be there for your family, whether it's older family or younger family, or your husband or your pet dog. Or is it because you want to do something for you that's going to challenge you and help you grow? Sue says, all of them. Awesome. So while you're writing those down, okay, so Michaela's saying most of them, but definitely being her own boss, contributing to the household finances, and working from home. Oh, it's a life changer. Absolutely. And I would love to know as well from John. Is that you, John, or are you Mrs. Alan Spatch on John's computer? We get quite a few of that. We've got a bit of that happening in the info sessions, which is fun. I'd love to hear from you in the chat box. That would be great. So what's holding you back? Is it money constraints, time constraints, lack of know-how, family duties, current job restraints, or the best one, fear, self-doubt, and lack of confidence? So same gig, just put the numbers in the chat box. And let me know which ones resonate most with you. Oh, there we go. All right. So Sue's saying the one that's most holding her back is fear, self-doubt, or lack of confidence. Michaela says time and lack of know-how. Perfect. All right. So what's holding you back is another key component of what we talk about in the interview. So when we get to the interview stage, it isn't this bit, which is, this is how it works. We talk about you and how much money you want to make, how much time you've got, the things that are holding you back. Maybe you don't think you're salesy enough. Maybe you can't think of enough stockists to sell to. And yeah, and then the fear, self-doubt, or lack of confidence. Oh my goodness. Everybody feels like that before they start something new. And it's just a good sign, because it just means you're doing something new. And doing something new is scary, right? It's that simple. All right. So don't forget the next step. This is not it. I want to see you one-on-one for an interview. There's only 1.5 weeks left of interviews. There's 4 days left in that 1.5 weeks. And it's pretty much booked out. I'm not going to be extending my hours. That's it. So hopefully you can find a time that works for you. Start now for 2021 launch. Don't forget about the price increase from December the 17th. Head to primalalternative.com/apply and secure your interview time. So let's dive into how the license works. So what have I got here? I think I've got a little video for you. Here's a sneak peek at what you get with the Primalista recipes and resources. Everything you need to know to create your primal alternative business is held on these 3 pages. So the 1 page is a welcome page. And then we also have the recipes page and the resources page. And I'd like to give you a quick look at those. So here on the secret recipes page, you'll find the recipes, the secret recipes. I can't click through there because obviously that'll reveal all of our trade secrets. But you'll also find how-to videos from me in my kitchen showing you how to make the products and how to package them. As you can see, we've got instructions on how to do the bread, the pizza bases, cookies, pastries, packet mixes, granola, whole foods, the new exciting part of the business. Very exciting. So on the resources page, you'll find a guided tour from me, just showing you where to find everything. And everything is here. You don't need to work through this and pass any modules or anything like that. You don't need to learn it all in one go. All you need to know is that everything you need on how to set up your business and how to run your business is here. And it's for you to dip in and out of as you need to. So say, for example, if you're just when getting started and you want to set up your email, here's how to get your email. If you're wanting to work out what to put in the online shop bundles, there you go. There's information on what. Oh, what happened there? Sorry about that. Let's see if we can get to where we were. You can tell it's live, right? Here's a sneak peek. Blah, blah, blah. How far along were we? About there, weren't we? We've gone there. From me, just showing you, we've done that. If you're just when getting started and you want to set up your email, here's how to get your email. If you're wanting to work out what to put in the online shop bundles, there you go. There's information on what to bake first, where to get your ingredients, and all of your supplies like labels and bags. We also have a pricing guidelines, so you know exactly how much to charge. We have a profit calculator, so you can work out exactly your margin if you're interested in that kind of thing. Everything is on here, and it's just a case of diving in as and when you need it. And the other support that we have is our closed Facebook group. So if you can't find what you're looking for here in the resources, you can search within the Facebook group to find an answer straight away, or ask your question there, and you will be quickly and lovingly answered by either myself or one of the Primalista sisters who's here to help. Now, you get access to the recipes and resources after your 7-day cooling off period. And during the cooling off period, you will get a sort of stepwise series of emails from me to help you get started with your food business registration, to help you get your insurance, to help you set up to get access to the recipes and resources, get your email set up, and that kind of thing. So yeah, it's heaps of fun, very simple, straightforward, and it's all here for you. All right. Oh, okay. Now we don't want to watch it again. Here's a sneak peek. Go away. Okay. So I think I clicked out of it because I was reading the chat group and I must have accidentally clicked. Oh my goodness. So we've had a first question. Where's the chat group gone? From John. Hello, John. Who says the product seems to be expensive, e.g. a loaf of bread is $16, $16.50. Do customers really buy the product at this price? Yes, they do. And they've been buying at that price and a higher price for the last 6 years. In fact, the breads used to be $18.20 when I launched 6 years ago, and then we tweaked the pricing. But it's a really good question. And if you hang on a minute, let's go back again. There I am. Hello. If you compared it, $16.50 to a loaf of Helga's bread, I don't even know how much that is, but I don't know, it's $5. Yes, it's expensive, but the thing is that our target market can't eat the Helga's bread. They can't eat the gluten. They can't eat the sunflower oil. They don't want the flour. They don't want the emulsifiers, the soy, and everything else that's in it. So they can't eat bread. The people that buy from us, they've been told avoid gluten, don't eat bread. And they're like, oh my goodness, what am I going to put my avocado on that's not a spoon? And that's where Primal Alternative comes in. We're an alternative, and our customers understand that our products aren't made of wheat and water and yeast, which is super cheap ingredients. Our products are made from hemp seeds and coconut oil and almond meal and macadamias and local olive oil, like they're free-range eggs, seasonal vegetables. Those products are a lot more expensive to get. And our cost to produce one loaf of bread is in the region of $7. So our customers understand that, and they might want to make the bread themselves sometimes, but for those weeks when they can't be bothered, that's when we come in. So hopefully that answers your question. Anybody else who wondered that? So let's look at how much you can earn. So just as I was talking about before, our cost to produce, so this is for the cookies. So our cost to produce is about 31% of the total cost of the product. And if you're selling, so we have two prices. We've got a retail price and a wholesale price. So the retail price is when you're selling to the end consumer, and the wholesale price is when you're selling to a business that then sells on to the end consumer, and they would take a margin, right? So if you are selling directly, about 70% of the pack of cookie price is yours. And that's the cost to produce takes into account ingredients and packaging. If you are selling it to a shop, the wholesale to retail margin is here in the sort of brownie color. And we sell a mixture of two. So you're going to sell some direct to the public, and you're going to sell some to businesses that are going to sell to the direct public, right? So about half would be your average profit on the cookies. And here's those prices again with the packet mixes. Now, the thing I love about the packet mixes is all you need to do is put your ingredients in a bag, seal it up, sell it. So it's got a much longer shelf life. And as you can see, the profit margins are really excellent on these as well. And our customers love making their own products and having their own baking experience. But instead of having to go out and buy $70 worth of ingredients to buy one packet mix, they've just got it all in a mix, chuck it in, add their wet ingredients, and then they've baked their own bread. So as you can see, again, here are the margins there, and here are the margins for our bread. The key thing to note that is about half. So if you want to get a $500 a week gross profit, then you want to be looking to sell about $1,000 worth of product a week. All right, so let's look at the costs. Let's look at the startup costs. So how much does it cost to get started in your own primal alternative business? So the point here is that a lot less than if you were going to start a cafe or need to hire a retail space or a commercial kitchen. So you will need a food business registration, which will cost about $500 depending on your council. You'll need product and public liability insurance, which is about $50 a month. You're going to need a food processor. Start with what you already bake cakes with, and let's go from there. You're going to need 20 loaf tins, of which the Primal Alternative loaf tins are in global shortage currently due to the Rona. I've just had 1,200 tins made for Primalistas in China, and they will hopefully be landed in Australia at the end of February. So perfect timing. If you're wanting to launch for the new year, you should have your tins on time. You'll also need pizza trays, cooling racks, insect nets, baking trays, jelly molds, which you probably have already got. You're going to need scales, baking paper, water spray. You'll get an apron and a spatula from me. You'll need hair nets, gloves for packaging the products, labels, bags, bio bags for the packet mixes, heat sealer, and ingredients. Now, as you can see, a lot of the things you need to buy, you will make back once you start selling your products, or when you hang up your apron and stop being a Primalista. So you'll be able to pass on your tins and a lot of the other, everything that's highlighted in green, I reckon you'd be able to sell on. But obviously I can't guarantee, but I reckon you'd be able to sell them on. So on average, you'd be looking at about $1,800 in terms of startup costs, which includes your first lot of ingredients and bags. And if you're looking to do a market, you want to perhaps add in another $200 or $300 for a trestle table, gazebo, banner to have at the markets, tablecloth, boxes and stuff to do your market stall with. Markets are heaps of fun, by the way. But essentially, the Primalista license investment gets you from A to B, so from just being a real passionate health enthusiast to wanting to have your own successful business, just gets you from A to B quicker than if you started from scratch, created a brand, spent loads of time working out recipes, working out brand colors, fonts, legals, and all that kind of thing. And you can really have a quick startup. So Primalista Amy, who's new down here in Denmark, in Western Australia, says having only started having only started not quite 2 months ago, I've been blown away with how instant the cash flow was. So in terms of startup, you'd be looking at I've seen anything between like 2 weeks of having the interview and accepting an offer to, on average, 2 months to get started and earning money, which is pretty cool. So let's hear some Primalista case studies from real life Primalistas. So this is Primalista Rosie from Western Australia, and she's in her 3rd year of production. Her business last financial year turned over $70,000. She bakes 3.5 days a week, not bad, and she takes 6 weeks annual leave. Now, this really floored me, and I was so freaking excited to see what Rosie had done with this, because we don't do any sales reporting. I don't know what Primalistas earn. There's no hierarchy. There's no rock stars. There's no Primalista of the month rubbish. It's a very linear structure, because I understand that everybody's version of success, everybody's version of a thriving business is as unique as their fingerprint, right? It's so you can make this business work for you and suit your lifestyle. But I was so excited because my husband is a qualified and experienced tradesman. He's a chippy carpenter. He earns $70,000 a year. I'll be lucky to get him off for 2 or 3 weeks a year. And he works 5 days a week, 8 to 10 hours a day, earning the same amount as Rosie, who's baking from home with her little son and taking 6 weeks off. I mean, how cool is that? Sorry, let's just have a moment of coolness. So Rosie says, I love my business. It provides me with a fulfilling job to do that I never wake up dreading. I feel a lot of personal satisfaction from knowing I'm helping other people to eat well and make better health choices. I've gained confidence personally and professionally during the process of starting and growing my own business. It feels like a dream that I can earn money doing something I love while at the same time being able to be at home for my young son. I've worked hard for my business, but it doesn't feel like work as it brings such an incredible sense of pride. And here's Primalista Shah, who's in her first year of production in Queensland. Her business turns over $45,000 a year. She bakes 2 days a week and she takes 10 weeks annual leave. As you can imagine, she has kids. And she says, since starting my business, I've become an entrepreneur, started to build the foundations of key collaborations with other small businesses and become an active change maker in the wellness world. I love how what I'm doing has such a significant impact on the health and wellness of my community. There is no greater reward in owning your very own health food business. And Primalista Leanne, who is in her second year in New South Wales, her business turns over around $35,000 to $40,000 a year. She bakes 2 days a week and has 6 weeks annual leave. And she says, I'm just really pleased I took the leap of faith and jumped into Primal Alternative. It instantly resonated with me. My hubby and father-in-law, I love this bit, were highly skeptical. I hope John's still here, that I could make any money out of selling bread for $16 a loaf. They still don't get it, but have seen my success as proof that I might actually know what I'm talking about. I love that the license gives me the option to pick and choose what I bake and how I structure my business. I love selling at the markets. I really love connecting with my customers on a personal level. I get such a kick out of them returning each week. These moments fill me with so much joy and gratitude. All right, so if you're watching this and you still haven't applied for your interview, come on, there's only 1.5 weeks left. Head to primalalternative.com/apply and make sure that you book in December so you get that saving on your license. All right, so let's look at how much it costs to buy the license, what exactly is involved in that $1,200 bonus, and did I mention the $500 saving? So there are 3 different packages. Now remember that all of these prices will be increasing by $500 from December the 17th. So at the higher end is the mastermind package, where you get the Primalista license plus 6 one-on-one monthly coaching sessions with me, plus 2 hours a month WhatsApp voice message access to me. So with anything, which is really cool. I love my mastermind Primalistas. We have the most fun. You also get the $1,200 worth of bonuses, and that package saves you $2,360. There's a payment plan package, which I'll be honest, is the most popular choice. So the license is currently 12 payments of $475 a month, plus your monthly membership of $110 a month. And this package saves you $1,200. And the upfront payment package, so if you just want to make it a sunk cost, it's paid, it's done, you can save $200 and pay upfront. And you also get the bonuses too. Here's those bonuses. So there is my business blueprint, which if you're into any kind of personal development, mindset work, you're going to love it. It's an 18-page PDF, which looks at your why. It looks at your vision for your business. We go through the things that are fear that's holding you back. It's a place to journal all of your lovely comments and feedback that you get from your customers, which we quite can easily just forget about. And also, as well as a very practical tick list of the things you need to do to get started. Primalistas are loving it. You'd also get Thrive, which is a pre-recorded 21-day clean living journey. Aligning for Success, which is an emotional freedom technique or tapping course that I've done specifically to deal with all of the doubts and fears that Primalistas face. There's also a pre-recorded access to Set for Life, which is a personal development program that I've created. You'll also get this beautiful organic fair trade apron, which has been modeled here by gorgeous Vi, and a silicone spatula, which she's holding up. Plus, all Primalistas get a free one-on-one session with me, which is valued at $220. Here's that link again, primalalternative.com/apply. You'll know that you have secured your interview because you'll get an automated reply from my scheduler. There is 10 to 12 questions to answer on the intake form. And that will just help me assess whether this sounds like a good fit and we should go ahead with the interview, but also will help me prepare for our interview so that when we get started, we can get straight into you and how this business model could look in your life and any areas of concern that either of us have got. The interview takes about half an hour. And at the end of the interview, you'll know if your application has been successful or not, and I'll make you an offer or not. And now we go to our question and answer session. So any questions you've got, please ask them in the chat box. So for the new people that have joined us, hello, welcome. Thank you for joining me. And if you just click on the 3 dots more, click on chat and ask your questions in there and I'll answer them. Now, while you're doing that, I would love to share with you the results of our Primalista survey that I did this year, where I asked all of our Primalistas I asked them all of the frequently asked questions that I get asked, and they answered them. And it was answered by 65% of our existing producers, which is brilliant. And I want to share that with you now. All right. Did you like the survey? Did you like it to music? Can you tell I used to be a aerobics instructor? Everything needs to be to music. All right. There have been some absolute cracking questions. Here I'm back again. Some absolutely cracking questions have come through while we were watching the survey video. So Sue says, what was the monthly subscription cost you mentioned? Okay, brilliant. There's 2 costs to consider when you become a Primalista. One is the cost of the license, which is the $5,500. And then there's also an ongoing monthly membership of $100 plus GST, so $110 a month. And that's what you pay instead of paying royalties. So if this was a franchise, which it's not, it's a license. But if it was a franchise and a license, normally what you do is you pay a percentage of your sales to the licensor. Well, I don't want to do that because 1, it's a massive auditing job. And 2, I don't know. I just like saying whether you've had a $10 grand month or $100 month, you know what your obligations are to Primal Alternative. $110. I mean, come on, $25 a week. It's nothing, right? Super low startup costs. So for the first year, you'll be, if you're on the monthly payment plan, you'll be paying $475 for your license plus $110. And then after that, it's just $110 a month. Does that answer the question? Hopefully so. Claire says, hi, I love this question. I don't think I've ever been asked this one before. So well done, Claire. I only found out about you at the weekend. Hello. How did you find out about me? Tell me. Do you ever turn people down? And if so, why? Yes, I do turn people down. And you've got to think that, my role, I see my role as a recruiter for the Primal Alternative brand. So I need to make sure that people that are coming into this brand are going to be a really good ambassador of Primal Alternative and everything it's about. And also that protects the businesses of all the different Primal Alternative producers across the world as well, right? So the reason I would turn somebody down would be if I didn't think they were a good fit in terms of their values around real food. So if they're like, I like a Macca's drive-through, I don't really like this way of life, but I think I could earn some money from it. Not a good match, right? I really like, and the reason I start with the potential Primalista's health journey is because I need you to understand our customers' journey, and I need you to understand why they'd pay $16.50 for a loaf of bread. And everybody has got their own health story. And so that's a really important factor for me. Usually, to be honest with you, Claire, because there are a few hoops to jump through before we get to that one-on-one process, so they'll need to have watched an info session like this. They need to fill out the interview intake form. Usually by the time people get to the interview stage, they're a really qualified match. But I can usually tell from the intake form. Sometimes there might be something on there, like they might say, someone just let someone else in. They might say something like, I really love this, but I don't have enough money to pay for the license. Then, that wouldn't be a good match either. But in general, so long as you can think of at least 5 places to sell your products to, and you've got that flexibility to work out where you're going to fit a business into your week, and you've got a passion for real food. It's your values. It's something that you live and breathe. You're spending a lot of time in the kitchen anyway. You're moving all of your life towards this ethical permaculture way of eating, essentially. Then you'd be a good fit. So does that answer your question, Claire? Do you think that that's a good answer? And welcome to 2 new people who've just joined the group. How exciting. All right, Michaela said, is there a way to find out if there are any other license holders working where we plan to know if supply outweighs demand? Okay, territory. So this is about territory. This is a really common question. I get asked it a lot. And the quick answer is that we are nowhere near saturation point yet. Okay. So when you think about all of the potential health food shops, farmers market, cafes, anywhere that sells anything gluten-free is an opportunity for something grain-free, right? What about your networks, your sports networks, the gym you go to, your church networks, your school networks, your social media friends? Like, I've seen so many people sell so much product just by saying, hey, I'm selling these products, and putting it on their Facebook page, right? So there's lots of potential of where each producer can create a business from. But in the interview, we will go through those stockists that you have got in mind, and we'll basically do our due diligence using an amazing communication tool we've got within the Primalista community, which is simply a Google spreadsheet that everybody lists the stockists that they're approaching. So you can say, oh, I'm thinking of, contacting Organic Cafe on High Street, and we can look. Nobody's contacted Organic High Street, Michaela, so go for it. Or, oh yeah, Organic on High was contacted 2 years ago, but it's definitely worth reapproaching now, that kind of thing. Yes, so don't worry, we're nowhere near saturation, and we will make sure that there is viability for your business in your area, which is good. The only time we've had an issue lately was in a very small regional rural Queensland community lately, where we had somebody come nearby and somebody there, and there wasn't much not much population. So we said, well, you just start your business, because she was already in first, and then we'll reassess with the potential new one in the new year and see if they both wanted to go to different places. But we just got together and had a group meeting and decided what was best for everyone's business, which is really cool. All right. You're welcome, Suze. All right. Oh, Mulaney. Oh, so you must be Elise's friend. Yes. Is that right? Are you Elise's friend? So she's a new Primalista who's just started. She's about to come out of her cooling off period. She's in Mulaney, which is where Cindy O'Meara lives. Babysits a lady who's a Primalista. Cool. Do we have to sell, market all the products? Great question. Thank you, Suze. Suze and I used to work together in recruitment. We used to sit opposite each other, didn't we, Suze, back in the day? And we've both got rid of the corporate life. Suze has moved into the country. Now she's lives on a farm, living the dream. Yeah, and love to have you on board, Suze. Think you're great. But obviously it's got to be right for you. So no, you don't have to sell and market all the products. What most people do is they start with the products that they either have had demand from. So customers have said, oh, I want the fruit toast. I've seen that. I really want that. Or they start with the best-selling products. So when you get access to the resources page, which you saw in the video, I've broken it down into, you could do vegan food, you could do low-carb food, you could do the OG range, the original range that I did. There was only 5 products when I started. Or you could do the best-selling range. So yeah, you can do whatever you want. Michaela says, have there been many problems with people getting council permits for home food production? No, is the short answer. So in the survey, 78% of Primalistas said that getting council approval was a fairly straightforward process. So council will let us do this. It's just a case of communicating what we do effectively with them. So you can make cakes. If you look on your council website under a home food business registration, it'll say things like you can do cakes without cream. If you think about like cottage industry, like little grannies making cakes, right, for school fetes and stuff, right? That's what we're looking for. It's called a low risk or not potentially hazardous food business registration. You don't need to recategorize your home. I saw Suze. Tell me more about that. You said in a message to me that you need to reclassify your house. You don't need to do that. This model is designed for a domestic kitchen. What can go wrong sometimes for the other part of the percentage that didn't find it easy to get council approval is they can not understand what you want to do. So you can't bake bread from home. So we need to tell them it's actually not bread. It's more like a cake because it's made with almond meal and eggs and it's baked. Now, we have got an amazing food safety program, which explains all of our ingredients, all of our method, how we're going to, where we produce it to show that we know what we're doing with regard to food safety and handling, and how we're going to package it and label it. And it's also all of our products have been tested in a lab. And we've had all of the analysis done by independent food technicians that say that our products are not potentially hazardous and they're low risk. And you'll get, that's one of the amazing resources that we've been working on for about 3 years that you can get across to your environmental health officer to help with your application. You'll also get the support of the 120 plus other Primalistas who've walked before you. So if in your state, maybe you need to do a food safety supervisor course, they can help you out with that, or any weird questions that you get asked we're all there to support you. And you also will get my 100% commitment to helping you get the information across. I'm so good now at, if you send me the email correspondence from council, if they've said, I'm not sure about this, send it to me and I can see exactly, because I've seen so many over the years. You're like, oh, they just don't understand that what we're doing is this, you know? So hopefully that's reassuring, Michaela. It is a process, just like if you wanted to build a house, you'd need to get planning permission, you'd need to get a building approval. It's the same. You need to get planning approval to have a business from home, and you need to get the health department. And that's right? Because you wouldn't want to buy something from a health food shop that had been made in someone's skanky kitchen, right? It's reassuring to know that the health department is looking out for us as consumers as well, right? And really, council just want to make sure that, you know, all of your food, where you're storing your food, is separate from the main part of your house to reduce cross-contamination, and that everything's rodent proof. And I've got some, you know, if you think, oh, my kitchen's tiny, don't worry, I've got loads of hacks and tips of how you can, you know, create more space and have everything done. Right. Any more questions? Pop them in the box. Otherwise, I'm going to choose and I'm going to do blah, 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 blah. Door prize winner is Helen Lemon. Welcome, Helen. What a great name. It's a good 70s name, Helen, isn't it? Helen, congratulations. Thanks for joining us at this lovely info session. What I'd love you to do, Helen, to claim your door prize is to just email me, info@primalalternative.com, with your address and a phone number. So our nearest Primalista can bake your special door prize and get that to you. Congratulations, Helen. Yay. All right. That's it. I'm keen to hear answer to Claire's question, read time on marketing. Oh, thanks, Suze. Helen says, wow, hello, thank you. You're welcome. Okay. Yes, sorry, I missed that one. Where is it? Oh, yes. Okay. So 2 to 3 days on their business. Yeah. So you know, you're right. There's going to be time baking, and there's going to be social media posting time, and ordering ingredients, and invoicing, and chasing up invoices, and calling stockists. And my advice around that is to cluster everything together. So most Primalistas will spend 2 to 3 days. That's for everything. So 2 to 3 days baking or in their business, whether that's attending a market or ordering ingredients. But what you'll usually find is that at first, it'll just be like, oh my goodness, my mind is blown, because it's like when you start a new job, right? It's exhausting. Your brain just goes into complete brain fog, and you have to read all the recipes, and what do I post on social media? And it's horrible. But you soon get into the groove. You'll get the recipes, you'll learn them by heart, and you'll have your days. I used to set days. You know, it would be like, right, that's the day that I post in our local buy and sell group, community groups. This is the day I'm going to tell them I'll be at the markets. I'm at the markets. I'll post a picture of the stall, you know, and you soon get into the groove, and it's a lot of fun. It really is. And the cool thing is that even if you drop the ball on like the marketing side of your business, there's 120 people promoting Primal Alternative all the time. I'm always doing paid adverts. We're always doing influencer collaborations. I'm always getting the brand out there. So there's always the brand awareness is being shared, and it's growing anyway, even if you don't get to post on social media that week. If you run out of ideas, you can repost other Primalistas pictures and content. I do that a lot. We've also got over 500 amazing pictures like this gorgeous one here that you can share on your social media. I mean, how professional does that look? It is a super professional picture. And that just really helps to add credibility to your brand new business straight out of the things that when you just straight out of the starting blocks. That's it. All right. So yeah, hopefully that's answered your question, Claire and Suze. Helen's a 70s kid too. It's a great name. It's like Claire, right? Yeah. And Susanna is quite 70s as well. Okay, cool. And their profit would be approximately half of their turnover. Approximately, yes. If they did more, I know, for example, Rosie does 2 markets. So you get more like 70% of the margin is yours, but she also has quite a lot of stockists as well. Yeah. Are you from Yorkshire originally? No. I'm from the northeast of England, from a place called Stockton-on-Tees near Billingham, where Billy Elliot came from, Hartlepool, Durham. But I left there when I was 18 to go to uni in Leeds, and picked up the accent and didn't put it down. And then moved to Australia 17 years ago, my goodness, and married a Kiwi. So now my accent's all over the place. Choice makers, churcher, bro. Yeah, so poor kids don't know if they're coming or going. Maybe we passed by each other at Leeds. Oh, you're in Leeds too. Leeds Met or Leeds Uni? I was at Leeds Met doing leisure studies, which is a degree in the fitness industry. Met? Claire, what year were you there? I was there from 93 to 96. That sounds a long time ago now, doesn't it? It's good though. I liked my degree. It was good. And it got me into Australia because I had a degree. Hurrah! That's the most use I've used it for, I think. All right. So the door prize winner, Small World. Oh, wow. Yeah. We must have hung out together at the BOP. Do you remember the BOP down at the Student Union and the Walkabout Bar? Where else did we go to? Headingley Taps, the Sky Rack, all of those places. That was pre-Primal. Yeah. Yes. Small World. I would take that as a massive sign, Claire. Isn't that funny? And you just think, you get a little sound bite or something, and then you follow it up, and then there's this other signs and connections. I always think, oh, pay attention. That's really cool. All right. So I'm going to wrap this up. It's been seriously, what a buzz. I really thought that it would just be me presenting to my slides today, because I know everyone's focusing Christmas. The countdown is on. So I'm delighted to have so many of you join me today. Thank you so much. Really grateful for your time. And those that are watching the replay, thank you for your time too. And don't forget, I am finishing interviews next Friday. There's only a few spots left. The price is going up. Seriously, what have you got to lose? Apply now. Let's have a one-on-one chat and let's just see if this is right for you or not. You're so welcome, and bye for now.